Good morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour on this Friday. Happy Friday, right? You know, Friday's always a better day than Monday. Let's just say that. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. The website at allamericangold.com. And here we are. Another day, a lot of things that we thought would happen have happened as far as oil goes. The Russians can sell some oil. All the members, 30-some countries releasing oil out of their strategic reserves. Even India now trying to talk to Iran and say, hey, maybe you can let some of our oil through. I think Italy's made a phone call, maybe a few others, but it doesn't seem to be helping. As I drove to work, I don't know how this works, right? But we went from like 369 before, the war kind of really got going. Maybe it was 339 before the war got going. Then it was 369. Then it was 415. And then it was, yesterday I told you guys, prices just jumped to 455. Today, 469. Well, as I told you, at least here in Arizona, right? $5 is coming next week. So yeah, I don't know. That's gonna not make a lot of people happy. 800-951-0592. I promise we will talk, text it during both of the shows today. We're gonna focus in here this first half on the economic data, and then we'll shift gears a little bit. We did get data out today. We did get fourth quarter GDP. This is like the second revision. Remember, it came out at 1.4%. They cut that in half and then said, hey, it was only 0.7%. Personal consumption was slashed from 158 to 133. That was kind of the big move there. Final sales only grew at 1.9%. Again, when we look at GDP last year, we had a negative 0.6 in the first quarter, 0.7 this quarter. So, let's just call that zero. And then we had the second and third, which if you added them together was like 4%. So we finished about 2%. 2% GDP growth for calendar 2025. So that was worse than expected. People were actually expecting them to revise GDP a little higher. And then, of course, the inflation data, which is worth absolutely nothing, but we got to report it because this is pre-war. Okay, so pre-oil pricing. The Fed's favorite one, the core PCE, we got that today, and it wasn't great. Month over month up 0.4%, year over year up 3.1%. So that was December was 3%. Now it's 3.1%. The headline was up 0.3%. So I guess the not core 2.8 headline year over year. Private worker salaries up 5%. So again, it just doesn't seem to be ending. If you're working for the government, not as good, only 2.3%. So those were the big data points that were out today. We got others like consumer confidence, job openings, stuff like that. But those were the ones that we were paying attention to. And if we look at it, it just It's stagflation. That is exactly what this seems to be. And now we really have to be fearful that this is going to get worse and before it gets better. Right now, the president is now out talking, so I'm getting headlines here. I'll pass those along as they come in. But the president's saying that he thinks Vladimir Putin, Russia, is helping Iran. I don't. That's all the headline says right now. But everybody was hoping for maybe crude oil to slow. Right now, it was down $2 or $3 this morning. It is not down right now. NYMEX crude $96, Brent crude $101, unleaded gas wholesale $3, and again, some of this is a little misleading. Yesterday we talked about how the refiners were like, yeah, I'm not paying that. I'm not going to pay this. So these prices, when we look at like cash, like, hey, okay, I get it. You know, the oil contract that says $96, I get that that's an April contract. I need some oil right now. Right? How much is it going to cost me today? And it's becoming a lot more expensive, which is why we're seeing unleaded gas get so expensive. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592. A quick look in at the markets. The Dow's up 120. The S&P is unchanged. The Nasdaq's down 30. The 10-year note, 427. Obviously going the wrong way again. Crude oil, like we said, $96, and I guess 95, 94. Brent crude up at 101. Unleaded gas, like we said, $3 wholesale, but it's actually worse than that, right? The refiners are actually pushing back on some of these prices and just refining less products. Yeah, it's not a good place to be. We'll have to continue to watch and see. I don't know. Listen, if we want to open the strait, it's simple. We're going to have to put troops in there. I don't see. I wish it was different. I wish we could do it. What we're doing today, it just doesn't appear that we can do it right now. Gold is almost unchanged here, 5,080. Silver's down a couple of bucks here, 81.50. You know, we ran the $10 Liberties yesterday. I'm going to make it better today, right? Gold fell a little bit. $10 Liberties, still the deal of deals, 26.50. If you buy 10 or more, 26.30. So, 26.50 puts it at two of them at $5,300. If you can buy 10 or more, 26.30. Man, you're just sitting there going, you know what, $5,260. What a great opportunity. Keep adding here. Things are not going great. Now, listen, are we blowing up all these targets? Yes. Has it allowed us to create an insurgency inside of Iran? Doesn't look like it. Right? No sign of that. We aren't able to close this or open the strait. Well, put it this way. This should tell us how it is right now. We don't even want to use our Navy to, escort these tankers through. I think it tells you how dangerous it is, right? I mean, I'd like to believe we've got the best of the best Navy in the world. And they're just saying, hey, we can't do it. It's too dangerous. On top of this, now the Wall Street Journal is reporting that the Pentagon is sending Marine expeditionary units to the Middle East. This is usually a precursor to ground troops. U.S. Pete Hesketh said that they had approved the request from U.S. Central Command, and that the unit typically consists of 2,500 Marines. So it appears that this may have to come to fruition here. So this is going to extend how long the strait remains closed. We'll see if we get further information. Again, this will take a while, right? It's not like 2,500 troops is going to do the job, right? We're going to need to have a big force. Are we going to need 50, 100,000 troops if that's what we decide to do? I mean, yeah, right? If we're going to do it, listen, I'm past whether or not we should have done this, right? I'm past it because it really doesn't matter. Should we have done this? Should we not have done this? Doesn't matter. Was Iran going to blow up the world? I don't think so. But that was the fear, at least according to the president. Fine. If we are actually going to put more troops in harm's way, and I'm sure a lot of you saw 6 more troops have died. It was a refueling tanker. Conflicting reports. The United States were saying, hey, this was an accident. Iran is saying they shot it down. I don't know. Doesn't matter, right? Really, it doesn't. There are 6 more dead American troops now in what I think were maybe 14 total so far. But if we're going to put troops in Iran, I hope we do it right? And that's going to take time. And that's the one thing that is working against really everybody, time. And I keep trying to stress this to everybody. The more time, the worse it is. The more time, the higher the price of not just oil, but everything goes. And again, look at what I just told you today. The refiners are like, no, I can't. I'm not paying that. And here's the funny thing. I'm looking. How much more than what they're saying the price is do they want? And especially, it's not just oil. It's some of the other things that the refiners would need that have escalated in price here. And so now, believe it or not, when refiners should be running at maximum capacity, they're actually cutting production, making it that much worse. I hope they can figure it out. But it appears that this thing is going to go much, much longer than anybody wanted to believe initially. And that is going to set things up for a really bad stagflationary period early. The question is, how long does this go, right? Obviously, if we put troops on the ground in Iran, the strait will open. I believe that. And prices will come down. Now, the problem is, A, how expensive do they get before we can get the troops in there? Are we going to be at $200 oil? Really, honestly, 120, 150. That's hard for me to wrap my head around. We're right now, $96, and I'm telling you, gas here in Arizona is $4.69. And the problem is there's still more to go, right? I mean, next week we're going to be $5. What would gas prices look like at $200? I don't want to say $10. I hope it's not $10. But is gas going to be $6, $7, $8? I don't know. Kind of looks that way. Obviously, then the price will come down. If it goes from $200 to $100, right, people will be happier, right? Okay, hey, instead of paying $8, $9, $10, I'm paying, $5. That's better. But it's still significantly higher than before all of this broke out. And that's the fear. And then how long does it go? And it really messes up what we were anticipating in 2026. We still have this wave of money. I still, unfortunately, I think we're going to be facing probably the worst situation when it comes to, stagflation. We're going to have inflation numbers that are really high, right? Are we going to see 5, 6, 7% inflation? Probably. I'm hoping it's not worse. It could be. It's not going to last forever. No one's saying that it's going to last forever. But all of a sudden, what we thought would be maybe 2, 3, let's call it maybe a month spike. Now, is it a quarter? Is it 2 quarters? Is it 3, 6 months? We need to lower interest rates before something really breaks in these debt markets. And again, the debt markets continue to get worse. I mean, the 10-year note now, there you go, 4.28, right? I won't be surprised if we're over 4.3, which just tells you the amount of stress that there is in these markets. Yeah, all right. Dow just went negative, so we'll see, guys. We'll see. I just, the safest place to be right now is in gold and silver. Just is. $10 gold pieces, 1 through 9, $26.50, 10 or more, $26.30. For you silver players out there, I'm going to make something worth your while here. Anybody that wants rolls of U.S. Silver Eagles right now, $1,850 on rolls of U.S. Silver Eagles. Think about yesterday, they were $19.85. So, wow. Yeah. What a difference a day makes. 800-951-0592. And again, the need here as we go forward. And obviously, this scenario, however long it lasts, makes it worse than what was already coming. We are going to, as a society, you're going to need to figure out how to get more income. Just what you're going to have to do. There's not very many good choices. Right now, I'm wondering, like Uber and Lyft and DoorDashers and all that. If you guys know anything about that, send a text in. The text line's open, so if you want to text in, I have it up and open, 877-536-1360. With these gas prices the way they are, I'm hoping, have they Have they raised the price to Uber and Lyft around? I don't know. I just saw today Wall Street Journal saying airline tickets prices have doubled. And they were already expensive. But we're starting to see other parts of the economy get roughed up here. And I know a lot of people, that they depend, that Uber or Lyft, that second job, or maybe it's a supplement Social Security and get you dollars. And I just feel like, gosh, gas prices are going up so fast. I'm wondering if a lot of these are like, gosh, you know what? I didn't make a ton of money doing this, but man, this thing's, hardly making any money now. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. We'll be back after the break. 800-951-0592, Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason here on this Friday. Again, we've got those $10 Liberties on sale, $26.50, 10 or more, $26.30. It is the cheapest entry point into the gold markets by far today at 800-951-0592. Want to shift our focus here. Again, the text line's open, so we'll talk about whatever you want. 877-536-1360. But, I want to, usually on Wednesday, I always give that Texit update. I wasn't able to be here. So I want to get everybody up to speed as to what is going on. We've had some very good developments. First and foremost, the Iskander Network project. These are the mines that we are starting to open overseas. Here's how confident the lawyers are that Texit is going to prevail. They've given the green light. For any of you that want to sign up for Iskander, you can do that for as little as $995. Iskander's a little different. You can buy up to 243 seats. Right? That's like $241,000. But they have incentives if you want to be considered a founder. That's 27 seats. Why would you want to do that? If you do that and you sign up, 3 people, it's 500 hash every 3 people, period. Every 3 people. So signing up 9 people, that's 1,500 hash. They've gotten rid of, by the way, Iskander, much easier. They're not playing games here. They're not, forget about right leg, left leg, multi-level. All of that is gone. If you refer somebody, if you sign up and you refer somebody, you got 2 choices. A 20% cash commission, USDC commission. Or, let's just say you sign up for $9.95 and you recommend somebody, they sign up for $9.95. So you could get $200, well, a little less, but, round up here, $200, or 100% hash. Yeah, you take your $9.95 and double it. So those are the big changes in the Iskander coins. The ability to be a founder. So for those of you out there that, hey, I'm going to sign up a bunch of people, maybe you want to do the 27. They do have a stretch program. We'll explain that to you when you call if you want to get in here. Remember, Andrew and Christian Tate are getting ready to get behind the Iskander network. So remember, the network is going to be all of the mines. So it's not just Iskander. And I think we may change the coin to a different name so we can separate the two. But that is how confident the lawyers are. The only people that can't get in, it sucks, but it's Texas, right? If you're in Texas, and of course, you got somebody else, or a relative that doesn't live in Texas, you know what I'm saying. But no Texas. They are compiling, they are getting ready to file in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, because they're getting all of their experts together, getting ready. They're going to ask the judge in the state of Texas, let's just say in 30 days. How about that? Let's say 30 days. Hey, guys, here's what we're going to show you. Here are the rules from the SEC themselves, right? Here's the rules. Do you just want to give up now? So they're going to give the state of Texas an opportunity to say, you know what? Yeah, we thought this was like all the rest, right? And we was running a real Ponzi scheme. And, man, we didn't know that he really bought the equipment, was building the, we thought he was misappropriating funds. You got to remember, even in the complaint, there's nothing about that. This is all just about whether the mining package was a security or not, the whole thing. I don't know what Texas will do, right? And my guess is they may say, let us present our side. And so it may be, still July or August before it's all over. But they felt so strongly that they have opened up the next phase of this. Texas appears to be dead. I'm considering cashing out and cutting my losses. What real indicators are there that it's going to be better? Well, I just gave you one, right? The biggest one, which is the legitimacy of the project. And obviously, that will spearhead phase 2, right? And show everybody, hey, look at, and of course, phase 2 is total, downtown digital dollars and the fair monies are separate, but it will show the world that we were right. I think the next big thing, too, that we're seeing, and we're kind of seeing it in not that 18 cents is great right now, but if you look, I think we're going to start seeing some traction in the price starting, well, it's really started in the last 24 hours, but it's a good question. Cashing out, it's interesting. You can sell. You can still get coins the next day. Nothing has changed, right? When we look at how much it is, and obviously the higher the price, right, the more that daily income is worth. But it's a good question. We'll answer more of that. I want to go more into that in the next segment. What is going to drive it in the future? Stay with us. 800-951-0592. Yeah, is Texas dead? It's dead, right? They shot it. They killed it. It's still here. And I think that's probably another one of the things that how you know it's going to last. If it was a scam, it'd probably be dead officially. But the same things are going to be driving Texas coin in the future. First of all, we're still working on fixing the mining issues. We're very, very close to where we should have the mine operating back towards capacity, 100,000 coins plus a day. Next week, we will be launching our the merge mining, where our mines, we will be mining Texas coin, Iskander coin. We'll also be mining Litecoin. We'll also be mining Dogecoin. That will make the current mines that are operating right now profitable. In other words, we'll mine enough Lite and Dogecoin that we can pay the power bills and be profitable, which is a big thing. Then, of course, the thing that was always going to drive it, the Layer 2. That is actually going better than expected as far as development goes. And even with the development team, unfortunately, it's kind of unfortunate. It's in Dubai. But things are progressing. They feel like we're about 6 weeks away from launching Layer 2 and having all the tech issues, and the hardware will be in. On top of that, the remaining mega mines are all hitting now. So we're going to have about 25 million mega hash up and running. I'm also going to say 6 weeks. It's all permitting. Right, we have all the equipment. It's all going to be permitting permits. We've got a very good electricity price for the next mine installation. I think down to like 5 cents, which makes it very inexpensive to operate. Obviously, the Tate brothers' involvement in Iskander, whether you like the Tate brothers or not, everyone's got an opinion, right? But they're probably the most high-profile, I don't know what else to call them, influencers in the world. You don't get any bigger than Andrew and Christian Tate. So I think we're going to get a lot of activity in Texas coin. On top of that, I did during the break, so I just took one exchange. I took DEX, because DEX has a lot of volume. So I took an exchange that has lots of volume. Right now, the coin is at 18 cents. I added up all the orders, how much money would need to come in to Texas coin at market and do a market buy to get the price to 30 cents. Jason, do you have a guess?
Well, with the weak volume that's there currently, it wouldn't take very much.
No, about $8,500.
Yeah, you could buy up a whole lot of Texas coin and move that price very quickly. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that is what we're 1808. So it doesn't take a lot. And I think we're going to see the price recover. Now, is it going to 510? I'm not talking about that. My guess is we could see the price go to, 50, 70, maybe even $1 pretty easily, and then see, some people wanting to sell. I would say this: if you want to cash out, do it. Right? That's what it's for. You're going to get coins the next day and every day after. But again, you can also remember, you can always put in limit orders. Right? Yeah, you can put a sell order in for 30 cents, 50 cents, $1 today if you want to. I'm not. And again, of course, I've been very honest with you. I think this was a good opportunity to get some it got down to like 6 coins for $1, right? Now we're getting a little closer to 5 for $1. But I do think we're going to see, especially in the second half of the year, a much better performance. The Iskander network, the Iskander coin, that one will sell out very quickly already. When you think about volume already, the we had only offered it, a pre-launch. They did like $6.5 million came into on the pre-launch. It's only been open for a few days, and it looks like that number is going to double. And so that network is moving much faster than the original Texacoin. And I think because a lot of people can see through, the FUD, as they like to call it, right? The haters out there. So there you have it. That is the latest updates. 877-536-1360. If you want to text in your questions, I will be happy to answer them for you. We'll be back. We're back here, Patriot Radio News Hour. Let's take a quick look at the markets here. Gold's down 30, 50. Silver's down $3, now 80.34. The Dow is flat. The S&P's down 24. The Nasdaq's down almost 200. The 10-year note 429. The crude oil higher, 87. I wish it was 87. 97. Brent crude at 102. As if you're just joining us, it appears that the United States is sending in the first of the Marines that they would normally do. I think it's a unit 2,500 expeditionary unit that is usually a precursor to ground troops. That was reported today. So this has the feel of something that's going to last a lot longer than we were hoping. We'll see, right? I mean, anything can happen. But as it sits right now, does not appear to be any overthrow of the Iranian government from within. We don't appear to be able to get the Strait of Hormuz open, and said that we won't be escorting ships through the Strait of Hormuz until they can get control. And my guess is, because this is kind of what a lot of people had said all along, there's only one way to get control, and that's to put troops in there. So how big of a stagflationary event are we going to be looking at? I'd be really happy if Trump just declare victory and stop the war right now. Like, just do it. All right, let that be a lesson to you, and move on. But Jason, it's almost like, God, maybe they feel like, God, well, we're pot committed now, right? We've got to finish it no matter what. It almost has that feel now.
I think the length of the war will be determined if the Ukraine war ends. If the Ukraine war ends, we got a nice long war in Iran, probably years. If the Ukraine war just continues to drag on, there will probably be whatever resolution they put on the news, and we'll get whatever inflation that they plan on getting, and then everybody that runs the world will be happy, and then we'll all be buying a loaf of bread and a gallon of milk for $20 a piece.
I just was thinking, well, if you do end the Ukraine war, then I guess Russia could open up the spigots. It still wouldn't be enough, but maybe that keeps oil below 300, right? I mean, I don't know. Jason says no.
Well, if that happens, we'll be paying $10 a gallon. There's just no way around it. You can't have the Iran war and have that straight bottlenecked and have your Venezuelan oil going to Israel, because that's going to make the war. How do you make the war last longer? You need to fuel the war. Well, you can fuel the war nice and tidy if you keep sending your new Venezuelan oil to Jerusalem and wherever they have their refining going on that side of the Middle East. And then, it's blow things up for a long, long time, Joe. You got to justify the $1 trillion military budget. Something has to be blowing up somewhere. That's the only way you can justify it, Joe.
Well, Pete Hesketh, ready? Strait of Hormuz, You don't need to worry about it. So there you go, guys. Apparently we don't need to worry about it. A little positivity on this Friday.
When you get gas, don't worry about it.
That's right.